Okay, we're doing an Iron Maiden tier ranking, but I'm changing it up a little bit here. I'm not going to rank the albums. I'm going to rank the album Eddies. I am not ready to be ranking these albums yet. Not without at least doing a podcast on it. So let's rank the Eddies instead. So I've got greatest of all time, kick ass, cool, there's better, and meh. So let's get right into it. We know the concept. We know what we're doing. First ever Eddie, he's a bit rough. He's a bit prototype. He's not quite there. It's a bit ugly. It's not the best looking Eddie, although there is a level of iconic to it. It just does seem like the kind of demo version, the beta type of Killer's Eddie, who is going in the greatest of all time. That is like just iconic, classic Eddie, down to a T, perfect design. Love it. Number of the Beast, Eddie. I think he's got to be a GOAT as well. I do love that classic Eddie. I do love it when he's not messed with too much. You know, something like the further we go on, they really start to kind of like mess with his design to the point where he starts becoming less and less familiar looking. And I just like a classic, clean Eddie. We're doing well so far because peace of mind. I'm going to have to put him in the GOAT again. Again, these aren't based on the albums or the music on the albums. These are purely based on the artwork and the design of the Eddie. Again, cool, slick, simple. I like the bald Eddie. I quite like the bald Eddie. Power Slave, very great album cover. The Eddie itself, well, we don't really get we get the kind of like the statue Eddie, which is quite cool. But I don't really like the other stuff they use on the other promotion for that album, like the mummified Eddie. I'm gonna put it in Kick-Ass because it's pretty great, but it's not the best. Somewhere in Time, come on, he's goated. Like look at that, what a cool design. I think the greatest thing about Eddie is how he can be kind of like played with and messed with a bit, and you can do different things with him. Seventh Son Eddie, not the biggest fan of him. You know, he's missing a lot of him. He's basically just a torso at this point. I always thought his head was a bit too like small and smushed. Not the biggest fan of it. No Prayer, going back to more like of the classic design of Eddie, but I think this art's a bit ugly. To be honest, I think there's definitely better, and it's not really doing too much with it. So there's better. Fear the Dark, meh. I'm not really a fan of the. It always reminds me of like Gollum off Lord of the Rings or something. Not a big fan of Tree Eddie. No, he's not my favourite. X Factor Eddie. Again, these aren't going off the music, but if it was, it'd be in the same bit. Yeah, meh. There's not much going for it. I'm not a super big fan of it. Virtual X again. Well, I do like the more like demony appearance of him. We don't really get like a full look of him really, so it's kind of hard to tell. I'm gonna put it in this better. You know what? I wish I'd found one with the live album covers now, but hey ho, too late for that. Brave New World, meh. It's basically just clouds. Not interesting. Bad Eddie. This monstrosity. This monstrosity of an album cover. However, the Eddie itself isn't too bad. The Grim Reaper, I'm going to put him in cool. I'm going to be kind. I'm going to be very generous on this one. I think it's cool to kind of put him in that kind of role. Again, on the album cover, he's the only actual part of the album cover that isn't fucking hideous and horrendous. I think I will make something on that album cover all on its own because that is just something else. Matter of Life and Death Eddie, Soldier Eddie, pretty kick-ass. He's not the best, but he's pretty cool. Alien Eddie. Oh, I think this one's going to be a very conflicting one with people. I think people are very hot or cold on Alien Eddie. I remember when it came out, I thought it was cool as hell. I look at it now and it does seem a little bit. I know they were going for like a pulp comic kind of approach with it, but I think it looks a little bit weird. I'm gonna or do I give it cool? Because I do think it's a cool like idea. I'm gonna give it cool. I'm gonna give it cool. Okay. So a little Donald Trump impression there for you all. Book of Souls. Um, pretty kick ass. Very. I kind of like. I like the basic album cover. You know, just Eddie to a black backdrop. I didn't put him in GOAT because there's not really a lot going for him. He's not too different from kind of like the Peace of Mind design. I like the Aztec Mayan aesthetic, but yeah, okay. Am I going to say this right now? Senjutsu, Eddie. Okay, I think this could be great, but I think it's a little too over designed, if you know what I mean. I mean, it's just basically a samurai, really. We only kind of get like a glimpse of his face, and I do think it's a little bit too over designed for my liking. However, it's still quite cool one. Again, similar to the Book of Souls, I do like the more simplistic background. So let's see if I want to make any fixtures to any of this. I think I'm happy with that. Let me know what you think. Ranking the Eddies.